You've got an idea, or maybe you've got tons of ideas, more likely tons, right? But what makes you so sure that that is the right idea? Are you guessing? Are you assuming? Are you dreaming? Well, are you? You an entrepreneur, I got what you need. Hey there, my loves. Welcome back to CPTV. I'm CP, and you are in the place for aspiring and growing entrepreneurs who want to turn their passions and ideas into businesses, and those businesses into lifestyle freedom. If that sounds good to you, then go ahead and subscribe, because every single Tuesday, I am going to give you the training and the step-by-step business processes and tips and tools that you can implement immediately into your business to set it up, to help it grow, and then ultimately to find freedom, right? Where you deserve to be and desire to be. So you heard me. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and click the bell so that you will be notified of all of the episodes. And of course, if you like it, then do me a favor and show me. Smash that like button and tell me what you think in the comments below. Ask your questions. What do you need? What do you want? I love hearing from you. So last week in episode 3, we continued our discussion, diving a bit deeper. I'm sorry, y'all. I got a piece of hair in my face, okay? We were diving a little bit deeper into mindset, and we discussed overcoming your fears, which was deep. I mean, we had to unpack some stuff, y'all, okay? But now it is time to move on to step 2 in setting up your business. And that really is doing your research. Because yeah, you've got an idea, or maybe you've got tons of ideas, more likely tons, right? But what makes you so sure that that is the right idea? Are you guessing? Are you assuming? Are you dreaming? Well, are you?
Everyone knows when you make an assumption, you make an ass out of you and umption.
The fact is, in order to really build a business that is sustainable and that will get you to that mountaintop of freedom, you must equip yourself with every drop of information you need in the following 5 critical areas. First, you got to pick a final business idea and model. You have to identify and understand your ideal customer. You have to identify and understand your market and competitors. You have to identify and understand your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, or your SWOT. And you have to understand your business costs and create a detailed budget of those costs. So obviously that's a lot of stuff to research, but it has to be done. And it can be done pretty easily and quickly if you know what to do. So let me break down what these 5 things that you will want to research are. Let's start with picking a final business idea and a model. Okay, so you need to first start with solidifying your business concept and idea, not just the product or service that you're going to start offering. And in order to do that, you really do need to go through a few exercises of idea mapping that will really help you figure out the general concept of your business. Now, you might be thinking, what do you mean general concept? What's a general concept, CP? Well, let me give you an example, right? This is my general concept, and this is an example of what my differences are, right? My general business concept is that I coach and train aspiring and growing entrepreneurs on how to turn their passions into businesses and grow their businesses into freedom. But my product or service concept is, in my entrepreneur coaching and training business, I provide done-for-you consulting services, one-on-one coaching and training services, as well as online training and digital products on the step-by-step processes for starting a business, growing a business, and building a team through strong HR practices. Do you see the difference? You really do need to have both. But as I continue to grow my business, the product specific concept will be ever changing. I'm going to add them and take them away, especially as I eliminate products that are no longer useful for my audience or as I add additional products to add more value for my audience. That's going to keep changing. But my general business concept will always stay the same. My product specific will continue to evolve as my business does. This research and process requires some specific idea mapping exercises that I don't really have time to get into right now, or this will be a really, really long episode. But you get that a big part of research must be implemented so you can get the data that you need to finalize what your actual business is and ultimately what it will become. Now, let's talk about your research as it relates to your ideal customer. All right, y'all. This is the Mac Daddy of all lessons. Because honestly, the ability to train your mind as an entrepreneur and make sure that it constantly focuses on knowing your customer is the real key to building a 7-figure empire. I thought it was some other stuff, but that's what it is. So many entrepreneurs get it so wrong. They build businesses, they come up with ideas, they market products and services, all based off of their own wants and desires, their needs, their beliefs, or their assumptions, yours. And we all know what assumptions mean, right? And what they do. Exactly. The real key is making sure that you have created products and services that meet the needs of your ideal customer. And in order to create those types of products and services, you have to understand what those needs are. You also have to understand really deep down who your customer is. Because when you're trying to attract them and get them to buy something from you, you have to be speaking their language. You have to be meeting their needs, and you have to be gaining their trust. You have to be making them like you, and you have to establish yourself as an expert in their mind so that when they are ready to make that decision and to make that purchase, and every time they're ready to make that decision and make that purchase, that they come looking for you and your product or service. I have worked with entrepreneurs who have beautifully built businesses, but they don't sell enough to survive. And the primary reason is because all of their marketing is based off of something other than the customer. Now, this topic elicits so many questions from you guys all the time. So I've decided that in next week's episode, I will tackle ICA research specifically. So make sure you are subscribed and getting notified because you will not want to miss it. But the point is, you really have to research your ideal customer and get to know them intimately.
I know what you're thinking. You're thinking those are the biggest.
Not like that. You nasty. Get your mind out the gutter, okay? But I am very serious. Research your customer always, right? Now, let's address areas 3 and 4 because they really do go together, all right? Researching your competition and figuring out your SWOT. Now, I've already done a more detailed video on a SWOT analysis, walking you through how to put one together step by step. So I'm going to go ahead and link to that video right here. And guess what? It includes a free SWOT cheat sheet that you can get. So make sure that you check that out and grab that freebie, all right? But you create your SWOT based upon all this research that I'm getting ready to talk about right now. You discover your strengths, your weaknesses, the opportunities that exist, and the threats that exist when you are equipped with a strong business concept, when you are equipped with intense knowledge of your ideal customer avatar, or ICA, and detailed information about your market and your competition. And that leads me to researching the competition. Getting to know your competition is really, really important because your blue ocean sits inside of that data that you collect. In essence, your true task is to fill the holes that exist in what your competition is already offering that's similar to you, products or services wise. Let me break this down. Blue Ocean that I mentioned, the Blue Ocean Strategy, is one of my favorite business books of all time, which has been recognized as one of the most iconic and impactful strategy books ever written, all right? Blue Ocean Strategy argues that cutthroat competition results in nothing but a bloody red ocean of rivals fighting over a shrinking profit pool. So it lays out a systematic approach to making the competition irrelevant and outlines principles and tools any organization can use, including you, to create and capture your own blue ocean or your unique impact proposition. That's my term, y'all. That's why research is so important. While digging into the nitty-gritty of your market and your competition, you will learn what their weaknesses are so that you can offer something unique to rectify that weakness for your customer. And you'll learn what's working for them so you can try the same things and not have to reinvent the wheel. So, area number 5 is all about the money. The Benjamins, baby.
It's all about the Benjamins, baby. It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
It is really, really important when you are doing your research to not only focus on your market, your competitors, your customers, but you also need to have a complete and thorough understanding and grip on what this whole business idea is really going to cost you. I like to make sure that my students are focusing on this very early on, because it allows you to adjust as you continue to move forward with your startup business strategy and your setup business strategy. The fact is, you may tweak exactly what you're offering, how you're offering it, what your product is or what your service is, and what it's going to look like in the end after you find out about how much money it's really going to cost you, okay? Trust me, it happens so frequently. So when getting to know thy money, you need to focus on researching your expenses, then on the pricing in your market. What kind of equipment will it take? How much inventory will you need? How many systems or tools will you need? And how much does all of that stuff cost you for your business? Once you find out, you create a budget and add it all up. Then you know how much you need to sell in order to break even or to even make a profit. Your goal in this area of research is to uncover what expenses you might have when starting and setting up your business. What expenses that you will have to actually run your business and make it successful, and what expenses you will have when you are launching any kind of product or service. Expenses is one of those things that we really truly need to understand as entrepreneurs. So I want you to first focus on finding out everything you can about what the expenses are and how much money it's really going to take. Don't worry. Once you get the total, you can look at making any adjustments or trimming back in any areas that you need to trim in, so that the focus in your research is really to get to the truth based upon the business that you are thinking that you are going to move forward with. Because sometimes after you find out how much money it really costs, the idea could adjust and change a bit. And that's okay too. So let me ask you, are you ready? Ready to tackle step 2 in setting up this 7-figure business? If so, say hell yeah, CP, in the comments below, because knowledge is power, my love. And today I gave you the 5 areas of research that you must tackle in the very beginning of setting up the perfect business. If you skipped this step, it's okay, boo. Better late than never. Go back, dive in, adjust. That's what being a boss means, okay? Being able to shift and adjust. We have so much more to discuss when it comes to setting up a successful business in 2021. Whew, the list feels endless. So check out all of the detailed videos in this series. And if you like this, smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell so you will be notified when episode 5 goes live next week. So until next time, my loves, stay safe. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.